My dear friend, I want you to listen closely to this message, because it is not a coincidence that you are here today. It is not by chance that these words are reaching your ears. God has a reason for bringing you here, because He wants to speak to you directly. You may feel like life has taken away too much from you. Maybe you've lost opportunities, relationships, finances, peace, or even your sense of hope. Maybe you look at your past and all you see are broken pieces, disappointments, and things that slipped out of your hands. But listen carefully. God is about to restore everything you thought was lost. The enemy wants you to believe that it's over. He wants you to think that you will never get back what you lost, that your best days are behind you, and that you are stuck where you are. But let me tell you something powerful today. God is not limited by what you see. He is not controlled by your situation. He is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. When He says it's not over, then it's not over. What looks impossible to you is still possible with God. You see, in the Bible, there are countless stories of restoration. Job lost everything: his wealth, his family, his health. People looked at him and thought his story was finished. But God restored Job and gave him double for his trouble. That same God is still alive and working today. The same power that restored Job can restore your life. What you think is gone forever, God can bring back in ways that are even better than before. Maybe you lost friends who walked away from you. Maybe you lost an opportunity you thought was once in a lifetime. Maybe your health has been attacked, or your finances drained, or your family broken. But hear me when I say this: God does not just replace, He restores. Restoration means He takes what was broken and makes it whole again. Restoration means He takes what was stolen and gives it back with increase. Restoration means your ending will be greater than your beginning. I know sometimes you feel like you've been praying and waiting for so long, and nothing seems to be changing. But you have to understand, God's timing is not our timing. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't happen. Delay is not denial. Sometimes God allows a season of loss so that when the restoration comes, you will know it was only Him who made it possible. Sometimes things have to fall apart before they can come together the right way. So don't give up. Don't lose hope. Don't stop praying. Don't stop believing. Because the moment you feel like quitting is often the moment right before your breakthrough. God is already working behind the scenes. You may not see it yet, but He is arranging the right people, the right opportunities, and the right timing to bring back everything you thought was gone. Think about this. When the Israelites were trapped in Egypt as slaves, it looked like they had lost their freedom forever. Generations passed, and still they were in bondage. But God had a plan of restoration. He raised up Moses to deliver them. And when they finally left Egypt, they didn't leave empty-handed. The Bible says they left carrying the wealth of Egypt. That's the kind of restoration our God does. He doesn't just free you, He blesses you on the way out. The same God who parted the Red Sea is the God who can open impossible doors for you. The same God who gave Sarah a child in her old age is the God who can give life to your dead dreams. The same God who raised Lazarus from the grave is the God who can resurrect the things you thought were gone forever. I know you may feel broken right now. You may feel weak, tired, and unsure about your future. But remember this: God does His best work in impossible situations. When people look at you and say there is no way, God looks at you and says, I am the way. When people say you don't have enough, God says, I am more than enough. When people say you can't make it, God says, with me, you can do all things. So instead of focusing on what you've lost, start focusing on the one who can restore. Start thanking Him in advance. Start declaring His promises over your life. Because your words have power. If you keep speaking defeat, you will live in defeat. But if you speak faith, you will see God move. Say it right now. God is restoring my life. God is bringing back what I lost. God is opening new doors for me. My future is greater than my past. Don't let your past mistakes make you think you are disqualified from God's blessing. His mercy is greater than your failures. His grace is stronger than your weakness. Remember the story of the prodigal son. He wasted his inheritance, lost everything, and came home with nothing. But when the father saw him, he didn't turn him away. He ran to him, embraced him, and restored him back to his place as a son. That's what God wants to do for you. No matter what you've done, no matter how far you've gone, His arms are open wide. He is ready to restore you. And let me tell you this, sometimes the things you lose are not really losses. Sometimes they are setups for something better. Maybe God allowed certain people to walk out of your life because they couldn't go where He's taking you. Maybe He closed certain doors because they were too small for the blessing He has in store. You may have lost something, but you didn't lose God. And as long as you have Him, you have everything you need. Listen, restoration is not coming someday in the distant future. It is already in motion. God is already turning things around. He is already healing what was broken. He is already preparing blessings you didn't even ask for. You may wake up tomorrow and see no change, but that doesn't mean nothing is happening. Just like a seed planted in the ground, at first you see nothing, but underneath the soil life is growing. In the same way, God is working in places you can't see yet. So hold on. Stay faithful. Keep trusting. Because your story is not finished. God is writing a new chapter, and it will be greater than anything you've seen before. You will laugh again. You will dream again. You will rise again. That business you thought was over, God can breathe life into it. That relationship you thought was beyond repair, God can heal it. That health issue that looks permanent, God can restore it. And when it happens, when God restores you, it will not just bless you, it will bless everyone around you. People will look at your life and say, "Surely the Lord has done great things." Your testimony will inspire others. Your comeback will be proof of God's power. So today, receive this word. Hold it in your heart. Say it out loud. God is about to restore everything I thought was lost. Believe it, live it, and get ready for it. Because restoration is not just a promise, it's your destiny. And the God who promised is faithful. My friend, don't give up now. Don't settle for less than what God has planned for you. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. The same God who started a good work in you will bring it to completion. You may have lost some battles, but you will win the war. You may have cried many nights, but joy is coming in the morning. You may have been through seasons of loss, but a season of restoration is already here. Get ready. God is about to restore everything you thought was lost. And let me tell you this again, the reason you are hearing this message is because God is preparing your heart for what is coming. He is aligning your spirit with His promises, because what He is about to release in your life requires faith that cannot be shaken. Restoration doesn't just happen on the outside, it begins inside your heart. You must believe it before you see it. You must speak it before you hold it. You must prepare for it before it arrives. Think about a farmer who plants seeds. He doesn't wait until he sees sprouts to start believing there will be a harvest. He waters, he protects, and he nurtures even when the soil looks empty. That is what God is asking of you right now, to trust Him even when you see nothing, to thank Him even when you don't feel it, to stay faithful even when the waiting seems long. Because faith is the bridge between your loss and your restoration. Sometimes we look at what is broken and say, "It's too late. It can't be fixed." But God specializes in things we call impossible. He is not just the God of second chances, He is the God of new beginnings. He is the God who takes ashes and turns them into beauty. He is the God who takes tears and turns them into joy. He is the God who takes shame and turns it into glory. That's who He is, and that's what He wants to do in your life. Don't allow the enemy to convince you that your mistakes have canceled God's plan. The devil is a liar. He will whisper in your ear that you've wasted too much time, you've missed too many opportunities, and there's no way back. But remember this, as long as there is breath in your lungs, God is not finished with you. He can restore lost years, lost opportunities, lost relationships, and lost hope. What you thought was wasted, He can turn into wisdom. What you thought was gone, He can bring back in His perfect way. The truth is, restoration is often greater than what was lost. When Joseph was betrayed by his brothers and sold into slavery, it looked like his life was destroyed. But years later, God lifted him up to become a ruler in Egypt, and the same brothers who betrayed him had to come and bow before him. Joseph's pain turned into purpose, and his loss turned into leadership. That is how God works. He doesn't just restore you to the same level, you rise higher than before. You may not see how it will happen. You may not know when it will happen. But that's the beauty of walking with God. You don't need to know the details, you just need to trust His promise. Because when God speaks restoration, every force of darkness has to step back. When God decides to restore, no enemy, no failure, no mistake, no loss can stop Him. His word is final, and His timing is perfect. So I'm asking you today, lift your head up. Wipe those tears. Straighten your shoulders. You are not a victim, you are a child of God. And your Father is about to restore what you thought was gone forever. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not overlooked. Heaven has your name written on it, and God has already written your comeback story. Can you imagine the moment when everything shifts? The day when your prayers are answered, your peace returns, your joy comes back, and your heart feels whole again? That day is closer than you think. Every trial you have endured, every night you've cried, every prayer you whispered in the dark, it has been heard. God has kept every tear, and He will turn them into testimonies. Don't miss this moment by giving up too early. The restoration is not just for your benefit, it is so others will see what God has done in your life and believe in Him too. Your story will carry power. Your comeback will inspire those who are still in their season of loss. Your healing will remind others that God still heals. Your breakthrough will declare that God is still faithful. So instead of asking, "Why did I lose so much?" start asking, "What is God about to do through this?" Because every loss prepares the ground for a greater gain. Every empty place is making room for God's abundance. Every disappointment is setting the stage for a divine appointment. My friend, get ready. Restoration is not far away. It is here, it is now, it is on the way. God is about to restore everything you thought was lost, and when He does, you will know without a doubt that it was His hand upon your life. And you will say with joy, "The Lord has done this, and it is marvelous in my eyes."